This story starts with a piece of footage that was never supposed to see the light of day. It comes from a tiny convenience store on the outskirts of town. You know the type. The kind of place that stays open late, but barely sees anyone after midnight. It had 2 security cameras, one inside behind the counter, and one outside, watching the parking lot. At 11:43 p.m., everything was completely normal. A man walked in, grabbed a soda, paid with cash, and left. The cashier, a young guy, was just scrolling on his phone. Outside, the street was deserted. Then, at 11:47 p.m., the outside camera caught something odd. A figure materialized at the edge of the parking lot, just standing there. No car, no reason to be there. Just a dark silhouette under a flickering streetlight. The camera's time stamp shows this figure remained perfectly still for nearly 6 minutes. At 11:53, back inside, the cashier suddenly looked up. You can see the change in his expression, his eyes locking onto something just out of frame. He looks nervous. He hesitates for a second, then slowly reaches under the counter, probably for the panic button. And that's the exact moment the inside camera glitches. For 12 seconds straight, the feed dissolves into a mess of static and distorted lines. The audio cuts out completely. When the picture finally clears, the cashier is gone. The counter is empty. The register drawer is open, but there's no sign of a struggle, no mess. Outside, the parking lot camera shows the same shadowy figure turning and walking away, just as slowly as it appeared, disappearing into the darkness beyond the streetlight. The police showed up 7 minutes later. They found the store unlocked with the lights still on. All the cash was still in the register. The cashier's phone was even still on its charger behind the counter. But there was no cashier. No blood, no fingerprints, no signs of forced entry. It was like he had simply vanished into thin air. Initially, the police treated it as a standard missing persons case. But then they started examining the security footage more closely, going through it frame by frame. And that's when they found something they chose not to include in their official report. Right before the inside camera cuts to static, you can see a reflection in the glass doors of the drink cooler behind the cashier. It shows someone standing directly in front of him, way too close, closer than the counter should even allow. But when investigators slowed the footage down, they realized something was deeply wrong with this reflection. It didn't move like a person. It didn't blink or sway. It just leaned, as if it were unnaturally bending over the counter, right into the cashier's face. The police ordered the footage to be sealed, telling the store owner it was to protect the integrity of the investigation. But weeks later, a short clip leaked online. It wasn't the full video, just 20 seconds from that inside camera. People who saw it immediately pointed out the audio. Buried beneath the static, there was a sound, a low, rhythmic noise. It wasn't breathing, and it wasn't footsteps. It sounded like dozens of whispers, all layered on top of each other, too distorted to make out any words. Then, just as the glitch ends, one single, clear word cuts through the noise. Stay. The leaked clip was scrubbed from the internet within hours. Accounts that reposted it were suspended. The original uploader vanished, their profile deleted that same night. When journalists pressed the police department about the video, they denied anything unusual had been recorded, claiming the cashier most likely just walked off the job. But locals tell a different story. They say the convenience store never reopened. The building is still there, abandoned, but the security cameras are gone. And if you dare to visit that parking lot after dark, you might notice something unsettling. That streetlight at the edge of the lot still flickers on and off. And sometimes, according to people who live nearby, their doorbell cameras will randomly record a figure standing just outside the edge of the light, not moving, not leaving, just waiting. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy stories about the strange and unexplained, make sure to subscribe for more.